You know what? If there's one thing that I do value about social media is seeing authenticity.
Yeah, man, bring it on.
That is the one thing I think that really translates across a wide audience as well. Listen, but now movies. I'm super excited. I don't know about you, man.
Jeez, I don't even know how to explain the word because excitement doesn't quite cut it. I need a bigger word than that.
I don't know. Let's get JP to figure out what that big word is. Across the Spider-Verse, my man. How's it, brother?
I think that Spider-Verse suffices there. Multiverse, universes, universes, galaxies.
Yeah.
Astronomical.
We went into it in the first one, right? Now we're going across it.
We were into it because, like, dude, people were calling that a masterpiece. Yeah, into it would be an understatement. No, absolutely, number one was a masterpiece. So across would be, now that the fact that from the first one we saw, he was introduced to the fact that there are these other worlds. Because remember that particle collider was made by Kingpin, et cetera, and so Peter Parker from our Earth went there, and then Gwen Stacy, who was Spider-Woman, et cetera, Spider-Ham, which was hilarious too. But speaking of Gwen Stacy, she is obviously an important aspect of Shamik Moore's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and clearly the love interest, clearly also just a companion, a shoulder to lean on, and we see them back in action together. Here is a clip from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Whoa.
Wait, hold on. There's an elite society with all the best spider people in it?
Okay, so there's this lady, Jess Drew. She rides a motorcycle. Oh my gosh, I'm learning so much from her.
Oh yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff too. I've leveled up my whole thing. See?
Oh yeah? Let's see it then.
Let's go.
Thread the needle.
Over my heels, falling on my head, but all of my feels were already dead. And if I could rewind it for you, if you could remind me of what I felt before.
And Miguel. The whole thing was his idea.
Right. And who's Miguel?
Oh, he's like a ninja, vampire, Spider-Man, but a good guy.
A vampire good guy. I'd pay good money to see that. So how long ago did they invite you?
It's only like a few months ago.
Months is kind of a long time, isn't it?
Okay, this one counts for
All
2.
of my feels were already dead. And if I could rewind it for you, if you could remind me of what I felt before I felt.
Look at you.
Look at me.
Oh, you know what that reminds you of? Like, you know, back in school when you play like Kiss Catch or one of those games where like like that naive, just like playing in a playground. But the playground is like the whole city.
I love it how they just go about swinging through the entire city so casually, just having a random conversation.
And the music helps as well, right?
Yeah,
it's so breezy.
Like, normal.
And compared to, you know, there's so many other superhero movies that feel the pressure of, you know, everything has to be sort of, you know, groundbreaking, or this has to be deadly, serious and whatever. But, you know, sometimes play is missing from these things.
Yes.
And so that casual, that's the word that you used, was purely appropriate there. So we start off Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse with, remember at the very end of the first one, she says, hey, have you got a minute? And a portal opens up above his bed.
Yeah.
And so Gwen Stacy comes back into Miles Morales' world. And at first, he's going through the growing pains of being a responsible teen to his parents. He does, you know, he gets along with them fine enough. Brian Tyree Henry and Luna Lauren Velez, who is in Transformers next week, by the way. And aside from having the growing pains of teenagehood and all of that kind of business, he has this new guy, the Spot, who's come along, Jason Schwartzman, who you would see in every Wes Anderson movie ever made. Literally, Wes Anderson's second movie. But so he's a great comedic actor, but at the same time, the Spot does an interesting thing where he was a normal guy, inverted commas, who worked for Alchemex, that factory that Spider-Man previously blew up.
Hey.
And so there's a bit of a revenge thing going on there. Now he's determined in his own space where he's trying to grow as a villain, because he's starting from naught. He starts off robbing ATMs from like Barbie shops, and has to find, he sort of baby steps through, wait, how do I become the nemesis that Spider-Man deserves, because he's ruined my life. And so there are these heavy things on the one side, but at the same time, you know, I say heavy, and I say growing pains and all this kind of stuff, but it maintains that word that we were using earlier, which is play.
Yeah,
which
that
is
fun aspect.
It's not like, oh, the meteorite is about to hit any second, and it's like this heavy sort of depressive thing, because, well, you know, the questions that we were just having now in the previous segment about anxiety and depression is that they manifest in their own ways. You can be a goofball joker about it like Spider-Man, et cetera, but it's not necessarily too heavy, non-stop. It's a good mix of everything like that. So he's trying to get into college, he's dealing with the parents, not happy with his grades, he's dealing with the fact that the most difficult thing is that he feels really alone, which again, they don't hammer you over the head with too badly. And after he's found this team, who went through the things that he went through, who lost Uncle Ben's and important people to themselves, where he lost important people to themselves, who were all geeks in their own worlds, in their own ways, in their own universes. Suddenly they sort of re-enter his life. Well, the problem being is that Gwen is not necessarily there in a way that is fully laid out clear, you know, like not everything is on the table. Yeah. She has a mission in mind, and he finds out that there's this special team of other spider people led by Oscar Isaac's Miguel O'Hara, who is a vampire Dracula type Spider-Man.
Okay.
I'm not the comic books guy here, but look, all of that aside, you've got a movie here that really doesn't need you necessarily to be encyclopedic about comic books. I don't want this to deter anyone, because everyone watching this will be like, oh, it's a superhero movie I can check out. It's not for me, kind of thing. Because there's a bit of everything. Because like I said, you've got the teenage growing up story. It's got comedy aspects to it as well, obviously, and it's got a big heart and a new villain on the rise, as well as this contentious case of, well, is this new spider elite group of spider people, are they the bane of my existence, or are they part of my sort of growth trajectory that I'm on, etc., etc. All these things that he's trying to untangle this conspired web that we conspired weave and all this.
You got another clip for us, quickly.
I do indeed. So again, since you were talking about that breeziness, and legit, I totally do get what you mean by that sort of like kiss-catch type thing, that high school first heartthrob romance. You totally do get the feeling with Miles and Gwen in the next clip as well, where it feels like that young tension. Man, it's going to speak for itself. We're all like being regressed here into a high school sort of state of mind, but join us there with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Here's another look.
You and me,
we're the same. In the important ways, you know?
In every other universe, Gwen Stacy falls for Spider-Man. And in every other universe, it doesn't end well.
Well, it's the first time for everything, right?
I love those real moments. I think this is what makes this movie special. And
It's insane. I'm going to grab your shoe for weird reason.
Can I also do that?
This is where the power is coming from. Like that animation can imbue something with such humanity, more even than most live-action movies can do.
I mean, even that scene alone for me, those nuances where you have that tight shot in someone's face and you need to show emotion. How do you do that when something's
how
not
does
even...
the director tell that animator, okay, now he only half blinks?
Yes! But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. What's going on here?
Tell you what, we'll talk more about an evaluation of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse after the break on Expresso. I'm doing the link. Go for it. After the break on Expresso, it's JP Sebastian doing the review of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Stick around.
Yeah, we'll just sit in. That's fine.
Those guys.